So, maybe you wonder why my channel is called I Need Therapy. It comes from my line of work. So, as my everyday job, I'm a social worker. I work with people and try helping them. My line of work, social worker, I've chose to work with teenager that lives every bit of problems in their life. In the past, I've worked with adults that had problem with their behavior. Their behavior were abusive of other people, children included. And my job was to accompany those people to change those behavior. So when we're talking about the abuse a child might live, I've been confronted to this since a lot of years because a lot of teenagers I work with at the moment, some live, some abuse, and that's terrible, but that's how life is at the moment. I'm doing my best in this way. I'm talking about this because you all know already the DaddyOFive situation. This situation came from Philip DeFranco, who saw a video talking about what's happening to those 5 children, especially Cody. And in those situations, it really felt like those children were being abused. Because in what we see in the video, because it's a prank done by the adults, the parents, the one in authority, against their children. And they make it go way too far, in my opinion, for a YouTube video, you know. The child cry, it's a lot of panic. Sometimes they laugh. There's a lot of anger, it's a big roller coaster of emotion in it. And the internet didn't agree at all with this situation. So the video you see, some are really soft and some are a little bit hardcore. So the DaddyOFive channel, the father and the mother those prank on the children, and they say it's part of how it works in their family. It's part of how they function. And the money goes for the children's futures. So that's a nice way to use this money. I agree with this. DaddyOFive made an apology on Twitter. And they've talked about it in family, about the comments they've received. Just don't forget, at the moment, they're on the defensive. And it's completely normal. Everyone attack at the moment. The first thing we need to talk about is what is an abuse first. Because how can we tell that what is happening is too much? Where's the line? And this is a thin line. And we're not the people that can really decide this information. But first let's start, what is an abuse? An abuse, don't forget, I'm explaining it in my own word, but some people, some professional in the domain, like psychologists, people that have far more experience than me, can explain it way better. So it's just a summary. When a person uses power as a way to control, get a reaction, and hurting this person, it can be mentally or physically. As a consequences, self-doubt, anxiety, behavior trouble, fear, crazy roller coaster of emotion, and the psychological effect and the physical damage are caused by different behavior versus the person that lives the abuse, the victim, I mean. So physically hurting someone, shouting really loud sound, hey, that's a way of abusing. You can also insult, shaming, and people don't realize it's in the small little details that cause trouble. You can also say by controlling the property of the person, it's kids, so I don't think it applies at the moment, but they're giving gift afterward, so it's a circle. Start again. And it's not in this situation at all, but abuse is in the form of sexual assault too. So it's all the form it can take. But first, who check on those situations? Everyone in panic, it's war, we have to do something to save those child. Wait a minute, there is a system in place, okay? This system is the child protection. So, as I assume, it's in the United States, and child protection already know of this situation. I'm 100% sure of it. And they told it in the video that they went to check in. They don't say everything. Don't forget, it's on video. You don't know the behind the scene about this. But I know how it works. In my country, it has another name, but the system is very similar. So the first thing, therapy from the future, the first step is making sure the kids are safe. So they might take them from school and take them in custody until they're sure they can come back home. It's for 1 or 2 day maximum. That's the first step. They'll interview every member of the family one-to-one. Okay? Everyone pass this. Okay? Secondly, they're gonna meet the family as a whole. Okay? So they'll evaluate the situation, but not at the first checkup. They're gonna keep going, keep calling the family to make sure everything goes well. They'll meet the kids again. They'll look at school if everything's fine. They're gonna look at every little details to make sure the security of those kids are not compromised. And in this situation, it's not all they do. People want things, they're gonna take away the kids immediately. This is not how it works. Taking away the kids is always the last option. Always, okay? Don't forget this. It's the thing that causes the most problems and have the biggest consequences on the kids. So the first thing they're gonna do, the child protection, they'll offer help to the parents about educating their kids, to show them a better way to disciplines, to act, to understand the consequences of what they do and what they say to their kids. They're gonna help the kids to deal with everything. So they'll offer support for the kids. So it's all about helping the family, working together. They're gonna meet the family as a whole, like I said, but not only to evaluate, to give them help, to give them tools to overcome those difficulties. And in this situation, there's part of it on the web. How is it gonna be dealt at school? It's all different interaction and it's very complicated. So that's how it works. But what can you do when you've got real concern? Like in this situation, there's real concern, and we see it in the video. Physically pushing the kids, hurting his head. That's a little bit over the top. It's for the video, maybe it's staged. We don't know if it's fake or not. But who are we to take chances? Never take chances and do something. So your option is always the same. You call the child protection. You aware them of this situation. And you inform of everything you can inform. And when you call, it's always anonymous. Always. So you don't have to worry about this. Well, in my country, it's anonymous, but it's supposed to be. It's confidential. And after that, even if they don't do anything when you call, they keep the info for some years. In my country, they keep the info for 2 years from every call. So if I call, it might do nothing. But if my friend and other people, other citizens react and call again, they're gonna move. They're gonna do something. It's gonna add up to the info I've given them. So it's not doing nothing. It's important to do your part. And what Philip DeFranco did in the video is pretty fair and pretty honest. Yeah, that was the right thing to do. And Boogie explains it as a victim. And he said that he would have done anything for anyone to just do something to make it stop. And we can see the consequences on him yet to this day. So people have to react. And the internet is a place where we can and we see it. So one thing I could say is that we're not in their shoes, okay? Every family is different. Every kid is different. We don't know if it's fake or not, but we have concern, okay? So don't forget that every action that we take is affecting the well-being of this family. So we have to be careful with what we do. So insulting them on their channel is not the right way to do it. And reacting on the internet, talking about it, is okay. But if there's no respect, you're gonna harm this family. You're gonna harm the kids that you want to desperately protect. That's a paradox, but that's what you're doing. The kids love their parents. They see their reaction at what they read. There is always a domino effect, okay? So it's only making it worse for the kids. It's stressful. The environment in this home must be crazy at the moment. Never forget this, okay? And with this situation, a lot of myth appeared, and it's questionable in my eyes. Some people, like Keemstar, an interesting point, but I want to respond to it. He's saying that when you've got a big family and it's a little bit hard on you, or really hard, like him in his personal life, well, you become stronger because of this. Pretty interesting point, but this doesn't work at all for me. Because there's something we call irrational thinking, okay? That says you goes through an event, okay? And this event can't change. It's always the same thing. But how the human react to it depends of who you are. So it's all about perspective, value, experience, and everything. So it's a simple calcul. A is the event plus B, who you are as a person, equals your reaction, the impact, the consequences on you. So depending of how it goes through the irrational thinking, this is how you're gonna react. So a kid might become stronger from this kind of family, but another one that is different might go in depression, develop a lot of problem, bad behavior. It always change, always depending on who you are. The events itself is not enough to say you're gonna become like this. Every human is different. So this argument works for him, but not for everyone. And people always forget this. Anyway, that's the theory. I could be wrong on this one. And to end this, because it's already been very long, the message of this video is simple. Always speak about this. When you see a situation in real life or on the internet that's still real people, okay? We have to react as a community, as human being, okay? So the omerta that no one speak, the witnesses that does nothing but knows the truth, is making everything worse. It's breaking the people. It's accepting that people are suffering. And that's the worst thing you could do. But don't be too fast judging family, okay? Every family got its issues, and we need to help each others, not bring each others down, okay? Every family has its secrets, and we have to help those people, not bringing them down, okay? This family needs our support to make sure those kids ends up well. And that was what I wanted to say. Thanks for listening to me, and seriously, take care of yourself because you're with yourself 24 hours a day. That's a lot, and we have to treat ourselves as our best friend. So, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. And comment below what you think about this situation. Very interested to know what you think.